What if I told you that the food most doctors, including myself, once swore would protect your muscles after 60, could actually leave you weaker, more fragile, and closer to losing your independence? That may sound dramatic, but it's a truth I wish I had known years ago. If you had walked into my clinic in 2004 and asked me how to stop muscle loss, I would have said exactly what every other physician said at the time: eat more chicken breast. Lean low in fat, high in protein. Back then, it was the gold standard. I repeated that advice with confidence, believing it was enough to keep seniors strong. But here we are, more than 2 decades later, and science has turned that belief upside down. Study after study coming out of Europe. Japan and the United States has revealed something we didn't want to admit. Chicken breast alone does not stop sarcopenia, the age-driven muscle loss that steals strength from nearly 1 in 3 adults over 70. And here's the frightening part: relying on chicken as your main source of protein can actually accelerate inflammation, drain your energy, and leave you more vulnerable to falls, fractures, and dependence on others. But don't lose hope, because what science now shows us is both shocking and liberating. After 60, your body doesn't just need plain protein. It needs the right foods that deliver minerals, antioxidants, and bioactive compounds that chicken breast simply cannot provide. These are the foods that rebuild not just muscle tissue, but also your energy, your balance, and your independence. That's why in this video, I'm going to reveal 6 powerful foods ranked from number 6 all the way to number 1 that reverse muscle loss faster than chicken breast ever could. Foods that are backed by research, trusted by nutrition experts, and proven in real seniors' lives. And I'll tell you this much: number 2 on the list is so ordinary, so overlooked, that it still surprises me how effective it is. So let me ask you, how old are you today? Because your answer matters, and it may change the way you eat for the rest of your life. When most people think of mussels, they picture a fancy seafood dish in a restaurant, not a tool to rebuild aging muscles. But here's the shocking truth: these small shellfish carry nutrients that chicken breast could never match. And for seniors, that difference can mean the gap between independence and dependence. I remember the first time I dug into the research on shellfish. A 2015 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition caught my attention. It showed that older adults who regularly ate seafood rich in omega-3s, like mussels, had a 19% higher rate of muscle protein synthesis than those who didn't. Think about that. Without lifting a single dumbbell, their muscles were repairing and building faster just because of what was on their plate. That's something chicken breast, as lean as it is, simply can't deliver. So what makes mussels so special? First, the omega-3 fatty acids. They don't just fight inflammation, they flip your muscle environment from breaking down into repair mode. Add to that vitamin B12, which keeps nerves firing, so muscles actually respond when you move, plus selenium and iron, which guard against oxidative stress and improve oxygen delivery. In other words, muscles act like a multi-tool, protecting, repairing, and fueling your muscles all at once. And here's a story that proves it's not just numbers in a study. Eleanor, a 71-year-old retired teacher, came to her nutritionist exhausted. She was tired of eating chicken every night, and worse, her legs felt shaky climbing the stairs. When she started adding mussels twice a week, just lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil, she reported something remarkable. Not only did her energy improve, but the stiffness in her joints faded. For the first time in years, she said, "I didn't feel drained climbing stairs." That's not a miracle pill, that's food doing what it's supposed to do. And if you're worried about safety, here's the good news. Mussels are low on the food chain, which means they accumulate far fewer toxins than big fish, like tuna. They're cleaner, safer, and surprisingly affordable. On top of that, they're eco-friendly, a sustainable protein that doesn't wreck your wallet or the planet. Chicken breast gives you plain protein. Mussels give you a symphony of nutrients, omega-3s, B12, selenium, iron, all playing together to keep your muscles strong and your balance steady. But what if your body not only needed protein and fat, but also a plant-based powerhouse that quietly works while you sleep? That's exactly where our next food comes in: an ancient grain with a history stretching back thousands of years, now proving itself stronger than chicken when it comes to aging muscles. Most Americans have never even heard of amaranth. You won't see it piled high at the supermarket like rice or wheat. But this tiny ancient grain, once considered sacred by the Aztecs, is quietly one of the most powerful tools to preserve muscle after 60. And here's why: it doesn't just give you protein, it gives you the complete package your muscles crave, but rarely get. Let me put this into perspective. Unlike rice or corn, amaranth is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. That alone puts it in a different league. But the real magic is in what rides along with that protein. Amaranth delivers magnesium to relax and repair your muscles, iron to pump oxygen into every fibre, calcium to strengthen your bones, and a rare compound called squalene that shields your cells from damage. Chicken breast can't come close to that. The science is clear. A 2014 analysis in food chemistry found that amaranth protein actually had a higher digestibility score than soy and wheat. That's critical for older adults because digestion naturally weakens. With age, you're not absorbing protein as well as you did at 30. Another clinical trial published in Plant Foods for Human Nutrition showed that some seniors who added amaranth to their meals not only improved lean muscle mass, but also boosted hemoglobin levels. In plain English, their blood carried more oxygen and their muscles had the fuel they needed to repair and grow. I'll never forget one patient's story. Harold, a 74-year-old retired bus driver, came in frustrated. He said, "Doc, I eat chicken every single day, but I still feel lightheaded and weak." His nutritionist swapped part of his nightly carbs with amaranth porridge. Within weeks, Harold noticed something shift. His energy rose. His grip strength improved. He told me, "For the first time I feel like I'm feeding my muscles, not just filling my stomach. Here's what I love about amaranth. It's naturally gluten-free, so it's easy on the gut. Its magnesium helps prevent those painful nighttime cramps. So many seniors chalk up to just aging. Its iron keeps red blood cells pumping oxygen, and its slow-digesting carbs provide a steady drip of energy all night long, instead of the sugar spikes and crashes that leave you drained in the morning. It's like having a night shift repair crew working quietly while you sleep, patching up your muscles and preparing you for a stronger tomorrow." Chicken breast is a one-note instrument. Amaranth is an orchestra of protein, minerals, and slow energy blending in harmony. And if amaranth works like a silent night crew, then the next food is the exact opposite: bold, dark, and loaded with antioxidants that fight muscle decline head-on. Let me introduce you to a humble legume that doesn't just fuel your body, it protects it like armor. At first glance, black beans look simple. Just tiny dark legumes you might toss into chili or a burrito bowl. But here's what most people don't realize: these little beans can do what plain chicken breast never could. They don't just build muscle, they protect it from the silent forces that eat away at strength after 60. Here's the problem. I see all the time in my clinic. Many seniors eat plenty of protein, yet they still complain of fatigue, weakness and wobbly balance. Why? Because muscle health isn't just about protein intake. It's about energy control, blood sugar, stability, and inflammation management. And that's where black beans shine. The science is compelling. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging followed older adults who regularly ate legumes, especially black beans. The results? They had a 31% lower risk of frailty compared to those who rarely touched beans. Another clinical trial in diabetes care revealed that when seniors ate black beans with rice, their post-meal blood sugar spikes dropped by up to 45%. That's massive, because high blood sugar doesn't just harm your pancreas, it damages nerves and weakens muscle fibers, making recovery slower and falls more likely. Black beans are like a slow-release battery, while chicken breast digests quickly, delivering a fast burst of amino acids, then leaving you empty. Black beans trickle out energy over hours. The fiber slows digestion, keeping blood sugar steady, while the magnesium and potassium keep muscle cells hydrated and firing properly. Add in anthocyanins, the same dark antioxidants that make blueberries famous, and you've got a shield against oxidative stress, the rusting effect of aging that eats away at muscle strength. Let me share Rosa's story. She was a 70-year-old retired seamstress who came in exhausted. Her dinners were the same, every night chicken breast and white bread. She told me she felt dizzy, drained, and scared she couldn't keep up with her garden anymore. When she swapped in black beans 3 nights a week, sometimes in soups, sometimes mixed with brown rice, something changed. Within weeks, she was back in her garden, trimming roses, without feeling like she might collapse. She told me, "Doc, I thought weakness was just aging. Turns out it was what I was eating." That's the lesson: protein is fuel, but without the right armor, your body can't hold on to strength. Black beans fuel, protect and sustain. They build your muscles and shield them from the very forces that strip strength away. But while black beans defend you slowly and steadily, sometimes your body needs a direct spark, a food that flips the muscle repair switch at the cellular level. And that's where the next surprising contender comes in: a fermented food that doesn't just feed you protein, it reprograms how your body absorbs it. Tempeh doesn't usually make it onto a senior's dinner table in America. In fact, most people walk right past it in the grocery store, not realizing they're passing by one of the most powerful muscle-preserving foods on earth. Made from fermented soybeans, tempeh is so much more than protein. It's a food that rewires how your body absorbs and uses nutrients, especially as you age. Here's the problem. After 60, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. That means the same piece of chicken that built muscle in your 40s barely moves the needle in your 70s. Your digestive system absorbs protein less efficiently, your cells respond more slowly, and your muscles simply don't hear the growth signals. It's like shouting instructions to a construction crew with half the workers asleep. Tempeh changes that equation. Why fermentation? The process of fermenting soybeans doesn't just give tempeh its nutty flavour, it makes protein easier to digest and increases the bioavailability of key amino acids like leucine. And leucine is critical because it's the amino acid that flips the on switch for muscle repair. The research is convincing. A 2019 study in the Journal of Functional Foods showed that fermented soy products like tempeh improved muscle protein synthesis in older adults by 18% compared to non-fermented soy. Another clinical trial in nutrients found that seniors who ate fermented soy regularly had stronger grip strength and faster walking speed, two of the clearest markers of independence after 60. But tempeh's benefits go beyond protein. Because it's fermented, it comes packed with probiotics, live cultures that improve gut health. And here's something many overlook: if your gut isn't healthy, you can eat all the protein in the world and still not absorb it properly. Tempeh restores that balance, helping your digestive system pull more nutrition out of every meal. I think of Margaret, a 68-year-old retired librarian. She was diligent about her diet: chicken, vegetables, protein shakes, yet her muscle scans kept showing decline. She told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm eating right, but my body just isn't listening." When she started adding tempeh stir-fries to her week, she noticed less bloating, more energy, and within months, stronger legs during her morning walks. Her doctor told her it wasn't just the protein, it was the way her digestion had finally woken up. Tempeh is also rich in calcium, iron, and isoflavones, which strengthen arteries, protect bones, and reduce inflammation. It's not just feeding your muscles, it's building the entire support system that keeps them working. Chicken breast is a straight line, quick protein in, quick protein out. Tempeh is a circle: protein, probiotics, minerals, and anti-inflammatory compounds working together to create lasting strength. And while tempeh unlocks your nutrients through fermentation, the next food takes a completely different path. It floods your body with marine antioxidants, so powerful they protect your very mitochondria, the energy factories of your muscles. Get ready, because this next one will surprise you every time you sit down for sushi night. When most Americans think of seaweed, they picture sushi rolls, miso soup, or maybe a green garnish on the side of a plate. But here's what almost nobody realizes: these slippery ocean vegetables might be stronger for your aging muscles than a plate of chicken breast, and once you see the science, you'll never look at seaweed the same way again. Here's the challenge we face after 60. It's not just that muscles shrink, it's that the engines inside your cells, the mitochondria, start to sputter. When mitochondria fail, muscles lose their fuel supply. Energy crashes, fatigue sets in, and even simple tasks like climbing stairs feel heavier. Chicken breast can give you protein, but it can't protect those energy engines. Seaweed can. That's because seaweed is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Just a small serving delivers iodine to regulate thyroid hormones, magnesium to relax and repair muscle tissue, iron and calcium to fortify both blood and bone, and vitamin K to lock in skeletal strength. But the real superpower? Unique marine antioxidants called fucoxanthin and phosphatannins. These compounds fight inflammation directly inside your mitochondria, defending them from oxidative stress. Think of them like a repair crew for your muscles' power plants. The research is striking. A 2017 study in marine drugs found that older adults who ate seaweed 3 or more times a week scored 25% higher on leg function tests than those who didn't. That's not theory, that's measurable strength just from adding ocean vegetables to the plate. I recall Henry, a 70-year-old retired postal worker. He joked that the only time he ate seaweed was at sushi night with his grandkids. But when his doctor suggested adding it to his soups twice a week, something surprising happened. His energy returned, his balance improved, and he told me I don't stumble on the stairs anymore. For Henry, that wasn't just food, it was freedom. And there's another overlooked bonus: seaweed soluble fibre. It forms a gel in your stomach, slowing digestion and stabilizing blood sugar. That means no sharp spikes, no draining crashes, just steady energy for your muscles to rebuild. For seniors struggling with fatigue, that stability can be life-changing. Chicken breast may be lean protein, but seaweed is ocean nutrition, a blend of minerals, antioxidants, and hormones, regulators that repair what protein alone cannot. And if seaweed sounds surprising, at number 2, wait until you see what takes the top spot. It's not seafood, not grains, not beans, but a wrinkled bitter vegetable most Americans avoid. Yet scientists are calling it one of the most overlooked weapons against muscle decline. If there's one food that shocks people when they hear me recommend it, it's bitter gourd, also known as bitter melon. At first glance, this wrinkled green vegetable doesn't look like a miracle. Its sharp, bitter taste makes many Americans push it aside. But here's the irony for seniors battling muscle loss. Bitter gourd may be one of the most powerful allies yet. Here's the hidden enemy we don't talk about enough: unstable blood sugar and insulin resistance. After 60, many adults develop this problem without even realizing it. When blood sugar spikes too high, the body pumps out insulin. Over time, your cells stop responding. Sugar stays in the bloodstream where it damages blood vessels, nerves and muscles. That's like pouring acid through your circulation day after day. Chicken breast won't fix that. Bitter gourd can. This vegetable contains compounds called charantin and polypeptide P. plant chemicals that act almost like natural insulin. They help move sugar out of the bloodstream and into muscle cells where it can be used for fuel. Instead of letting sugar destroy your muscles, bitter gourd turns it into energy. The results are eye-opening. A 2011 randomized trial in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology showed that daily bitter gourd extract lowered blood sugar by 24% in people with type 2 diabetes. Another review in Nutrition and Diabetes confirmed that bitter gourd improves glucose tolerance and reduces oxidative stress, two of the biggest culprits behind muscle breakdown in older adults. I remember Mr. D, a 73-year-old retired accountant. He had been losing leg strength rapidly despite eating chicken breast every day. His doctor suggested bitter gourd juice 3 times a week. At first he could barely stand the taste, but 2 months later his fasting blood sugar dropped his leg, cramps eased, and he told me, "Doc, I feel like my muscles finally have energy again." That's not placebo, that's physiology. Beyond blood sugar, bitter gourd is loaded with vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K and potassium, all critical for collagen formation, nerve function and muscle hydration. Its antioxidants mop up free radicals, slowing the rusting inside your tissues that accelerates aging. Chicken breast may give you plain protein. Bitter gourd changes the battlefield itself. It doesn't just feed muscles, it creates the environment where they can thrive. And that's why it takes the #1 spot. Because when you add up all 6 foods, mussels, amaranth, black beans, tempeh, seaweed and bitter gourd, you see a picture of strength that protein alone can never paint. But the real message is bigger than any single food, and that's where we need to go next. Now let's step back and bring it all together. We started with the truth that shocked me as much as it probably shocked you. Chicken breast alone is not the magic answer to stopping muscle loss after 60. For years I believed it was enough lean, clean protein, but the science has shown us otherwise. The body after 60 needs more than protein. It needs minerals, antioxidants and bioactive compounds that protect, repair and energize muscles in ways plain chicken never can. That's why I walked you through 6 foods: mussels, amaranth grain, black beans tempeh, seaweed and bitter gourd. Each of them is powerful on its own, but together they form a nutritional shield against sarcopenia, the age-driven muscle loss that robs too many seniors of their independence. Mussels bring the ocean's omega-3s and B12 to repair muscle tissue. Amaranth fuels steady nighttime recovery with complete protein and minerals. Black beans stabilize blood sugar while protecting muscle fibers with antioxidants. Tempeh rewires digestion and flips the switch for muscle growth through fermentation. Seaweed defends your mitochondria and powers your metabolism. And bitter gourd, our surprising #1, restores blood sugar balance and creates the very environment muscles need to thrive. Here's the most important thing I want you to remember. Muscle loss is not inevitable. Weakness is not a life sentence. Age does not have to mean dependence. I've seen seniors who thought their best years were behind them regain balance, energy and confidence simply by changing what they put on their plate. And that's the power of food. So my advice to you is simple. Start small. Pick just one of these foods and add it to your weekly routine. Maybe it's mussels sautéed with garlic, or black beans stirred into a soup, or a sprinkle of seaweed in your salad. Small steps build momentum, and momentum builds strength. Over time, these foods will do what pills and powders often can't. They will work with your body naturally to rebuild your foundation of independence. I want you to know, I care about your health and your journey. That's why I spend time sharing this information, because no one deserves to feel powerless against aging. You deserve strength, dignity, and the confidence to keep living life on your own terms. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 foods surprised you the most? And which one are you willing to try this week? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one, and your stories inspire thousands of other seniors who come here looking for hope. And before you go, do me one favour, hit the like button if this video opened your eyes, subscribe to this channel and make sure you tap the notification bell so you never miss the latest medical insights to protect your health after 60. Save this video too. You may want to come back when you're ready to make your next change, because the truth is simple: strength after 60 isn't just possible, it's your right. Don't let anyone, not even age, convince you otherwise.